So in the past, in a couple of videos, I've mentioned that I've had issues with the handlebars on the Tenere 700. Now, I'm 5'10". If you're taller than me, you might not have this issue, but I feel like I'm at such a reach to the bars, and they're so straight, that I have to really crank my wrists that way, and that gets painful after a while. I have not ridden this bike in like a week now, and before that, I think I took like another week break, and still today, my wrists hurt from riding it like that. I have been doing some pretty intense riding on single track. If you guys haven't seen the videos, if you'd like to check them out, I can put them down in the description. I don't know if it's necessarily attributed to that or not, but even on some really easy pavement days, it really is actually where I started to notice it the most. So in order to remedy that, or at least try to anyways, I picked up these 1.5" Rocks risers. I'll hop on the bike real quick and just kind of show you what position my arms are in and what the bike looks like before these are installed, and then after. There's a giant black beetle on my handlebars. Basically, they will just fit inside of the stock bar clamp. There's some bolts that go down on both the inside and the outside, and then your stock handlebar is just going to mount right in these holes there. So of course you can install these the way that I'm installing them, which will give you a little bit of rise and a little bit of back. If you want to push the bars further away from you and have them a little bit higher, you can also install them that way. So you decided on that. It's just a matter of dropping these fasteners down into there. I think I probably will throw a little bit of blue Loctite on them, but really a pretty simple install. So I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to completely alleviate my wrist issues. I'm really hoping that it does. If nothing else, it really feels a lot better. I like having the bars further towards me and further back. Like I said, I'm 5'10", I'm not the biggest guy, so having those bars at a little bit better of a reach when I'm in a seated position I think is really going to be nice for my back and my shoulders and everything. I'm not really sure how it's going to affect standing up. I guess we'll just have to take the bike out for a test ride and figure that out. And the reason that I decided to go with these instead of kind of the like pin style with the big riser clamps is that, for one, the 1.5" is probably about all the more you want to go. I think I had somebody tell me that a 2", and I guess I've seen this a couple places, that a 2" is kind of on the stretch in its side for all your cables and stuff. I think I'm pretty much set with everything that I've got here. The only thing that I might do is maybe give this a little bit more angle. Otherwise, everything else really seems like it's got plenty of flex. My clutch looks a little bit tight, but I think that's probably just a matter of loosening some of these clamps up and pulling some slack out of it. The other reason that I went with this is I was kind of thinking that it'd look a little bit more factory, and especially from the seated position, I think it definitely does. You almost can't even tell you've got any sort of riser on there. I also really like that they sit down in here nice like that, and that you're not actually using these fasteners to clamp anything. You're just holding it down, not clamping the goofy pawl like some of the bigger ones have. I'm not really a big fan of that down here, but like I said, in the seated position you're definitely not going to see it. And I think in general, if somebody just walked up to this bike, you almost wouldn't even know you had risers on it. Right, chickens? You didn't know there was a riser on here, did you, Clementine? No, you didn't. Do you want to hop up and see if your wings reach? This is the one that got attacked by a fox the other day, and I scared the fox off. Little miracle bird. Maybe you should be a little more careful, huh, Clementine? What are you doing, Bianca? Stay away from my bike. So I've had these on the bike for a couple weeks now. I've got, what, almost 90 miles on them today. The majority of that was sitting down. I did a little bit of standing on some of the rougher sections, but a lot of it has been either just pavement or trails like we're on right now. And I'm not going to say that these have 100% removed all of the strain on my wrists. There might still be a little bit. I've also kind of having to remind myself that I need to sit forward enough to kind of extend my elbows out and bend my wrists a bit. So that's definitely a big improvement. I think by now I would definitely be having some pain if I would have the bars in the stock location. I've rotated the bars up and back and up and back and up and back a couple times to try to see if there's anything that would make it a little bit better. and a little bit easier on my wrists, and just more comfortable in general. And I think where I've got them now is pretty good. I do have just maybe a twinge of uncomfortability in my right wrist, but obviously that's your throttle hand, so that's a little bit different. Left really feels pretty good, and just in general, having the bars back towards me a bit, there's, you know, the measurements they give you up and back and whatever else, but really, if anything, it seems like to me in my seating position, these have basically been brought back directly towards me. I think it's somewhere around an inch and a half, something like that, and that really puts it in a pretty good spot for me anyways. Standing up, they're really still very comfortable. Of course, you can see that there's a handlebar riser on there now when I look down, but other than that, standing, they're absolutely perfect, and really feel good. Like I said, have my bars rotated a bit forward, so my clutch and brake are a little bit lower, and for standing up, that actually helps quite a bit, so I like that. Like I said, I don't want to say this is completely 100% fixed my issue, but I think it is definitely removed 90% at least, if not more, of the strain that was on my wrist before. So I'm happy to have them. I'm really glad that I went this route rather than the goofy ones that I kind of described in the beginning, where they have the pawl that sticks in and they come out and around and then grab the bar. That just, I don't know, that seems like maybe okay on road, but off road, I just, I don't know, that seems like you're just asking to have your bars bent forward on you in the middle of a ride. So I'm pretty happy with how these look, definitely happy with how they feel. Initially, I kind of thought that I should have just put different bars on it, which I guess maybe is the case. However, I'm pretty happy with these bars, other than the strain on my wrists. So I'm sort of glad that I was able to still hang on to them. Obviously, it was a very easy install. I didn't have to take anything off or grind any of the little nubs off, took the little locating pins on the inside of the controls here or anything. So made for an easy job and a quick fix. And I'm definitely happy with where they're at. A little bit of sweep would probably be good, but if I drop it enough times, I'm sure I'll get a little bit of sweep out of it anyways. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment box below. There'll also be links in the description for these that will be associate links, either to Amazon or to Rocky Mountain ATV, depending whether you want black or silver. So if you use those, it doesn't cost you extra, but it helps me out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out, enjoy this beautiful world if you can. And if you can't, you want to see some more videos from me, then hit the subscribe button, click the bell after you subscribe, so it lets you know anytime I put a video out. And check some more out right now.